we're back. Sorry, that was I dropped my phone in the sink. I dropped my phone in the sink. It was eBay, but I couldn't answer it. So where were we? Yeah. So the 5 aspects of an incarnation. 1 minute, I just need to get something. Sorry. I'm just making my herbal smoke mix, and I've got some lavender. I bought like, you have no idea how much stress I've got over survival, and it's justified in my head. I bought about 5 of these bags when lockdown hit, because I could just, I was planning to just sit and chill, you know. If it came to it and we were there for like 5 years, at least I would have enough smokes to get me through it. But we were saying that each incarnation is split into 5 reincarnations. And the emotional body, the emotional part of that compartmentalization of life, is the most accurate in terms of a picture of that single life. You'd say it would be the soul, because the soul is the most important thing. The soul is a thing, really, whereas the rest are more like aspects of the soul. But what it is, where a soul incarnates, the reason we separate it out, because where a soul incarnates, when it reincarnates, let's take the example of Bruce Lee. That person that's reincarnated, that was Bruce Lee, is no longer Bruce Lee. He's Bruce Lee plus about 1,000 and God knows how many other lives before that. And Bruce Lee is just a percentage of that entirety of that soul. Whereas the emotional body is like a snapshot of that entire life. Now, yes, of course, the reincarnation of Bruce Lee's soul will keep that aspect, but it's almost like wishy-washy. It gets washed away and it's hard to be defined within the rest of it, within the rest of that soul. But when the emotional body reincarnates, it's almost like a continuation. It's almost like, and this is my understanding, I could be way off, but it could be, it's more like a, it's almost like when the emotional body goes to a person, it's like that person has their soul, again, for having many 1,000 million past lives, but now they have a very distinct addition to that soul. And for all intents and purposes, you would look at it as like, let's call them Sarah. Sarah is awarded the emotional body of Bruce Lee's life. For all intensive purposes, Sarah might as well be fucking Bruce Lee. Because when you add that emotional body of that entire life onto Sarah, there is no difference from Sarah not having lived Bruce Lee's life. Now, with emotional bodies, I think, I don't really know, this is what I'm learning, but it's almost like to receive that gift of their life in consciousness, emotion, you have to sort of match on some level, some sort of energetic configuration of that person at the point when they died. So for instance, if we take Bruce Lee, say he was weaker, but he had a very specific energetic configuration. He was a specific way, he was a specific type. He was Chinese, he was Oriental, and that carries something with him. He was of a specific mindset to life, he was of a specific body type. And I think what it could be is a case of, I mean, I'm just throwing ideas out there to give a mental concept for you to see what I'm trying to get at, but it could be like Bruce Lee died back in the 70s. I think it was the 70s, and I don't know how it's decided. Maybe it's set by spiritual law, or maybe Bruce Lee gets to decide in his enlightenment before his death or after. But what happens is that a time is picked. Yeah? Sometimes it could be a few years, sometimes it could be a few decades, I guess. But a time is chosen. Now let's say when Bruce Lee died, this time now is chosen. I'll clear it up what I'm trying to get at. And that time that he chose was for the gifting of his emotional body to a new person. And what it is, it's impartial. It's like, I'm not going to give it to this person. I'm simply going to say, this is the time. And at that specific point in time, whoever on the planet holds the most similar energetic configuration for life as Bruce Lee when he died receives his emotional body. It's almost like it happens naturally. Yeah? Whoever is most like Bruce Lee at this time becomes Bruce Lee. And ordinarily, I think that's fine. I think that's not a big thing, or I don't know to the extent that how big a thing guiding and steering humanity. It's earth shattering. Literally, I mean, the earth has broken, hasn't it? As a collective species, Bruce Lee told the whole world, sit the fuck down. Cheers, Bruce. And now it's just a matter of time. I'm going to put the blender on a second. So lavender's the base of my smokes. And now, all it is, I mean, I don't know how anyone would do it, but all it is for now is to pick up Bruce Lee. Who's going to be the winner? And in all honesty, I think that's at play too. I think that's actually quite accurately spot on. I mean, there and thereabouts. I think there are a lot of inaccuracies as to that idea. But that's a big play in this coronavirus. I really do believe that through all of those links that I said at the beginning, this is what is going on some level. And at the same time, I still believe the reptilian control system is taking our DNA and synthesizing it to unlock the human genome for untold further manipulation of us. But the reason is because I imagine it like the Mayans and the Indians who have wheels within wheels and times and yugas. So in essence, time isn't just linear, or at least it is. But if you look at it and you analyze time and you want to get in control of time to improve your own circumstance in life, which why not, wouldn't you, if you're a conscious being? Sorry guys, won't get seconds, just finding other ingredients. Well, it's going to be back to front, but corn and goat wheeze. So I think what happened is, you know, the Mayans in their wisdom, the Indians in their wisdom, they locked down time. They saw time and they had it in check. You know, they saw that it wanes and flows. There's good times and then there's bad times, and they go on for quite a few years, thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. And as a species, don't forget where we've just been with the Middle Ages, God knows how many wars and millions of people dying as a result, famine still taking place, worldwide various pandemics taking place. We're coming out of a bad time and we're heading into a good time. People are coming in like Bruce and laying the groundwork, like, you're not going to be fighting like this anymore, kids. You want to fight, take it to your mind, become sick. A good time. But both are true, aren't they? The evil is still present at the moment, and the love has to come in. It makes sense in terms of spirituality, in terms of energy, in terms of time. Think of it in terms of time, where it's impartial to us all and this planet. That to go from a bad time to a good time is such a, you know, cut and shut type of approach. What would take place is the bad to almost max out what they were trying to achieve and lose. So the bad, which are the reptilian control order in this storyline in my head at present, I'm open to it changing with facts and evidence. But the reptilian control order have just sequenced the human genome. They tried to do it 20, 30 years ago. And with all these swab tests, not the vaccines, but the tests, they managed to collect the data. They've cracked it in that time. I don't know if that's a coincidence. And God knows what plans they've got. You know, God knows how much of those plans they will see out. But ultimately, in them taking it to the next level, which is like them in maximum control, they will lose control. It will have to be like, yeah, I'm winning, I'm taking these pesky humans from just the slave race to an ultimate slave race. I'm winning, I'm getting what I want. I'm getting all the gold on the planet, I'm getting all the wealth, I'm getting all the whatever desire I want. They can't do a thing. And then, almost in a blinking of an eye, they just fall out of their hands, back control. And that's what's going to happen. as a result of Bruce Lee. So yeah, this is fantastic, this live stream, because it's where I've been really down, really depressed. I've forgotten this aspect of the live streams that I did, where I would just talk about anything, keep it really light-hearted, keep it on point, give people food for thought, and that's what I like to do. But you all know I've been depressed of late, and that's where I've been trying and aiming my energy, because that's what I've seen as appropriate. But where things are changing for me, or I've just given too much energy in that direction and it's still the same, it's just time to stop being depressed. You know, everything can be practical if used in the right way. Same with depression, but to serve this purpose, I can't give any energy in that direction again, and I'm looking for things to bring me back to life, so I can stand a chance of not being a waste of space. And this is it. And it's a real weird thing, because I've not been here. I've been desolate, you know, and the pain of everything just keeps me really compressed. I can't raise my awareness to anything. And I know these videos help like this. I knew it on this level. But this is the first video I've really done like this for a while, and in doing so, I remember how healing it is to share like this. And that's what I've done. That's what I've done, and it feels good. So thank you for listening, anybody, even if it's in the future. But yeah, I'll finish off. My smokes, they help me with my mental health as a distraction. That's why I smoke, just to constantly distract myself from my mental health, so I can get up and function. It's like if I'm smoking, I've got something to focus on, and I can just focus on the smoking and ignore the other pain in my body and my life. But also because I've realised that smoking doesn't have to be bad. I grew up with a real strong idea that smoking was evil. Smoking was a real bad thing. I mean, and it is in terms of society, nicotine. If nicotine wasn't there, smoking would be healthy. Smoking is a lung herb. It's a herb for the lungs. So if you find some natural, organic, nicotine-free tobacco, go and smoke it, man. Do some good for your body. I know the lungs is bad. But it's not like the tar-forming nicotine, is it? And if you just equate that badness of just smoke, minus the fact that you can actually put healing herbs into your body for your own circumstance, like I'm using lavender, I'm putting horny goatweed in there, there's blue lotus in there, CBD hemp that tastes amazing. It's annoying, it's like lemon. All mixed together, it tastes really nice as well, which is annoying. Well, I say it's annoying. No, it's not annoying. It's actually really nice. But either way, it's not as harmful as I'm programmed myself to believe. And as I said, if you put the right herbs in for your circumstance, it's not bad at all, considering how everything in this world is of detriment, you know, to the human body. But that's my smoke. That's what I'm gonna finish off now. And I don't know if anybody remembers when I was making the video, the vaping with those balloons. That's what I've been trying to do for a little while, and I've not been able to. But no, that would be really helpful. I can feel where my lungs are at, and that would be helpful just to get the breathing flowing. But yeah, no, I would highly recommend trying this smoke mix for yourselves. It's really, really nice. It's legal. It needs base, but use whatever else you want. As I said, if you find some organic tobacco, it's arguably better because it's for the lungs. I've got some Blue Lotus resin and some horny goatweed resin. And the CBD is like it's no, not a hemp. It's like a hash. It's like a hashish type, so it's crumbly. It's not like the it's not like the loose leaf. And then I'll grind this up, and it makes a really sticky, thick paste. And I mix that in with the loose lavender leaves, and it makes this like cake type mixture. It tastes amazing, and it's healthy, as I said. So thank you for being with me, allowing me to reconnect with this aspect of myself whilst I'm in a lot of physical pain. I think what we've got to do is send the intention out there for whoever's going to be Bruce to hurry the fuck up and connect with his energy, because I suppose you can't. I suppose the time is set, isn't it? It's a done thing, and it's not. There's nothing anybody needs to do. Have a nice week.